नारायणाय ॐ नमो 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 नारायणाय. Yes, what a wonderful friends you all are, giving such good opportunity to ponder over this sublime, our Moksha Jnana giving Upanishadic Shastras. May this interest in us not only sustain but grow in leaps and bounds. May slowly from the listening to the authentic, complete, perfect understanding we grow to evolve to, and from the clear understanding level to the implementation practice level may we grow. Finally, it is a practice only, abhyasa or sadhana, that it gives the promised anubhuti of the Paramatma Tattva is equal to moksha. Jaganmata, Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana, Kripanugraha we need. Let us invoke it continuously by all the means that are possible and fully engage in that only. And that won't happen accidentally unless we mold ourselves to be that suitable Vyaktitva. So therefore, the Vyaktitva Visheshas of Loka Sevaka, Dharma Stavaka, ityadi also we necessarily have to focus on. One Shastra, if you study, you may not know everything. Therefore, study more Shastras, again same Shastra more and more times, till the clarity about all this comes. For that purpose only, we are relentlessly here exposing ourselves to these Shastras, these Vachana of the Paramatma and Sadguru. Shwethashwathara Upanishad Adhyanam, we are here without any shyness, without any inhibition, without any hesitation. The Shruti Mata, the Guru Parampara are continuously, consistently, repeatedly bombarding our intellects with the knowledge about the nature of the self, the glory about that self, or the Ishvara Tattva, or Paramatma Tattva, or Parabrahma Tattva, or Atma Tattva. Any name it is given of the substratum, you know, the glory of it is said, and then the necessity, and then the method of realizing that Brahman also repeatedly given in this Shwethashwathara Upanishad. We have to see the kindness of the Rishi and Shruti Mata in that and make the best use of it. And hence we are here studying that fourth chapter. We are in the 15th mantra Adhyanam today. We'll do that, but before that, like every day, a little time spent in our Vedic chanting, little time in our common sense thought understanding, little time let's spend in Mangalacharana Shloka, Sankalpa, and also Upanishad Mantra Ucharana. So, in our today's Veda Parayanam, it will be the Rigveda Navama Mandalam from the mantra 30 onwards up to 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 7 of them will chant for 10 or 11 minutes. Start. ॐ अथ वेदपारायणम् ऋग्वेदः नवममण्डलम् अथ 30तम अनुवाकात् आरभ्य ॐ प्रधारा अस्य शुष्मिणो वृथा पवित्रे अक्षरन् पुनानो वाचमिष्यते इन्दुर्हि स्तोत्रभिर्मृज्यमानः कनिक्रदत इयर्तिवग्नुमिन्द्रियम् आनः शुष्मं रुषाह्यं वीरवन्तं पुरुस्पृहं पवस्व सोमधारया प्रसोमो अतिधारया पवमानो अशिष्यदत अभिद्रोणान्यासदम् अप्सु त्वा मधुमत्तमं हरिं हिन्वन्त्यद्रिभिः इन्दविन्द्राय पीतये सुनोता मधुमत्तमं सोममिन्द्राय वज्रिणे चारुं शर्धाय मत्सरम् 31 प्रसोमासः स्वाद्यः पवमानासो अक्रमुः रयिं कृण्वन्ति चेतनम् दिवस्पृथिव्या अधिभवेन्दो द्युम्नवर्धनः भवावाजानां पदेः तुभ्यं वाता अभिप्रियस्तुभ्यमर्षन्ति सिन्धवः सोमवर्धन्ति ते महः आप्यायस्व समेतु ते विश्वतः सोमवृष्ट्यं भवावाजस्य संगदे तुभ्यं गावो घृतं पयो बभ्रो दुद्रुहे अक्षितं वर्षिष्ठे अधिसानवे स्वायुधस्य ते सतो भुवनस्य पदे वयम् इन्दो सखित्वमुष्मसि 32 प्रसोमा सोमदच्युतश्रवसेनो मघो नः सुता विदधे अक्रमोः आदिं त्रिदस्य योषणो हरिं हिन्वन्त्यद्रिभिः इन्दुमिन्द्राय पीतये आदिं हंसो यथा गणं विश्वस्यावीवशन्मदिम् अत्यो न गोभिरज्यते उभे सोमावचाकशन्मृगो न तक्तो अर्षसि सीदन्ऋतस्य योनिमा अभिगावो अनोषतयोषा जारमिव प्रियम् अगन्नाजिं यथा हितम् अस्मे देहि द्युमद्यशो मघवद्भ्यश्च मह्यं च सनिं मेधामुदश्रवः 33 प्रसोमासो विपश्चितोपान्नयन्त्योर्मयः वनानि महिषा इव अभिद्रोणानि बभ्रवः शुक्रारुतस्य धारया वाजङ्गोमन्तमक्षरन् सुता इन्द्राय वायवे वरुणाय मरुद्भ्यः सोमा अर्षन्ति विष्णवे तिस्रोवाच उदीरते गावो मिमन्ति धेनवः हरिरेति कनिक्रदत अभिब्रह्मीरनोषत यह्वीर्वृतस्य मातरः मर्मृज्यन्ते दिवः शिशुं रायः समुद्रा आशतुरोऽस्मभ्यं सोमविश्वदः आपवस्व सहस्रिणः प्रसुवानो धारयातनेन्दुर्हिन्वानो अर्षदे रुजदृढाव्योजसा सुत इन्द्राय वायवे वरुणाय मरुद्भ्यः सोमो अर्षदि विष्णवे वृषाणं वृषभिर्यतं सुन्वन्ति सोममद्रिभिः दुहन्ति शक्मनापयः पुवत्ति त्रितस्य मर्ज्यो पुवदिन्द्राय मत्सरः संरोपैरज्यते हरिः अभिमृतस्य विष्टपं दुहते पृश्निमातरः चारुप्रियतमं हविः समे नमः हृता इमा गिरो अर्षन्ति सस्रुतः धेनोर्वाश्रो अवीवशतो 35 आनः पवस्वधारया पवमानरयिं पृथुम् यया ज्योतिर्विदासिनः इन्दो समुद्रमीं कयपवस्व विश्वमेजया रायो धर्ता न ओजसा त्वया वीरेण वीरवो विश्याम पृतन्यदः क्षराणो अविवार्यं प्रवाजमिन्दुरिष्यति सिशासन्वाजसा ऋषिः वृथा विदान आयुधाः तं गीर्भिर्वाचमीं खयं पुनानं वासयामसे सोमं जनस्य गोवद्यं विश्वो यस्य व्रते जनो दादार धर्मणस्पतेः पुनानस्य प्रभुवसोः 36 असर्जिरथ्यो यथा पवित्रे चम्वोः सुतः कार्ष्मन्वाजीन्यक्रमेद सवह्निः सोमजागृभिः पवस्वदेव वीरते अभिकोशं मधुश्च्युतं स नो ज्योतिंषि पूर्व्यपवमानविरोचय क्रत्वे दक्षाय नो हिनो शुम्भमानरुतायुभिर्मृज्यमानो गभस्त्योः पवते वारे अव्यये सविश्वादाशुषे वसु सोमो दिव्यानि पार्थिवा पवतामान्तरिक्ष्या आदिवस्पृष्टमश्वयुर्गव्ययुः सोमरोहसि वीरयुः शवसस्पते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Thus, beautiful chanting of the Veda mantra we have done. Let us do it every day in our class and of the class also, as per you make your convenience. Friends, in today's common sense thought, few thoughts are hmm, Narayana. We have to be in this world, we have to live in this world, we have to go through all anubhutis in this experience, in this world, all experiences. Then, most importantly, we have to tolerate every experiences that come to us in this world. Then we have to accept everything that's happening in this world. Then we have to keep on learning from this world continuously. Then we have to contribute from our side best to this world. Then the most important, beautiful eighth point is kick the world, because that is not the goal. Then only we can become our Mukhya Adhyatmika Paramatma goal oriented. These are the eight important things which we have to fully grow in digesting. All of them are important. So we have to be in this world only. Where will we go? We have to live in this world. We cannot just like that die. We are not here just to die like that. Then we have to go through all experiences. There is no way. Then infinite amount of tolerance we have to have, infinite amount of acceptance we have to have, continuous constant awareness to learn from this world we have to have, and then what's our best response that has to be in this world we have to show. Once these things we are thorough in, our importance or relation in this world is over. Just brush aside, kick the world as we kick it when we have to enter into deep sleep. Then be towards your own inner spiritual goal. This is the most important thing today. Only that one main thought. Second one is what, be attentive. Key, world is the combination of so many things continuously. Because of the combination of so many things, and those combined things, because they are not the same ones, they keep on changing. Because they change, their effectiveness or effect also keeps on changing, isn't it? Like at the gross body level, to those continuously changing of the situations around because of the change in the combinations, if the body is not able to be attentive, every moment adjust, which it is doing. Every moment, if it's not adjusting, then it will not survive, sustain even a minute. Think about it very coolly. Keith, the whole world is made of so many things and their combinations. The combinations continuously change. And if at the example level, if the Sharira of ours is not having that inner mechanism or whatever you say, the ability in it to keep on accepting and keep on adjusting to itself, unless it is beyond its limit. And even for its acceptance adjustment, there is a limit. But to that limit level also, if it doesn't have a movement also, it cannot survive. Isn't it? For example, is the atmosphere outside all the time same? Temperature wise, if you see, It keeps on changing every moment, isn't it? As the sun is rising and setting, in that way, the temperature outside is changing. But if the body is not adjusting to it at every moment, it would have never survived. It's not only the temperature, even the wind. Is the wind blowing all the time the same? ना? ऐसा विंड स्पीड हो, ऐसा ठंडी हवा हो, then only मैं जिंदा रहूंगा. If that condition is kept to the body, it cannot जिंदा रहो. हाँ, an extreme level, naturally, without asking or talking, वो जिंदा रहेगा नहीं. When you go to the extreme hot conditions, that sunstroke will be there, we die. Extreme cold condition, we get frozen and we die. That extremes को छोड़ो. बीच में point is not our sharira continuously adjusting. Two examples. Third, is not our sharira again continuously adjusting to the various funny movements we do with it every moment. कितने तरह के मोमेंट्स हमारा हर पल होते ही रहते हैं, है कि नहीं? We sit and we, while sitting only, we have 100 poses to make, movements to make. We stand there also, then we walk, then we run, then we play, then we dance. How many things we are doing? Imagine if the inner parts of the body, they say कि ऐसा रहो तो ही हम रहेंगे जिएंगे, then एक पल भी हम नहीं रह सकते, मर ही जाएंगे. Even though here also the extreme things we can't do, but to a great extent the body is accepting, isn't it? That is how it can survive. So to the last one, the type of the foods we take, the quantity of the foods we take, the timings of the food we take, the variety in that, the qualities in that we take, and the liquids we take inside. You see the amount of variety in them? Throughout our life of 80, 90 years we live. Any two times have we taken the same food? सुबह और दोपहर. We never had same meal, isn't it? But is not the body accepting all that, adjusting to that? Think about it. Going on happening. Continuous changes in all these things. But sharir sustain ho raha hai. Now all these examples are given only to say that in the same way, be attentive. In this whole world being dynamic, the situations keep on changing. The objects keep on changing. Who come to us and whose behavior towards us. More important than the objects and situations are, let us more focus on the people. Remember, no two people are same. Point one. Point two, no same person is same every moment. Therefore, no any person's any second time his behavior is the same. That much in flux and dynamism or continuous movement or change are the behaviors of the people towards us, just like our behavior too. No, basing on this only, the 8 things what we said in the beginning were. Isn't it? In this world, as we are, let's talk only about human beings. There are very many levels and categories are there. And one is what? Highly knowledgeable, highly skillful, very highest, unfathomable. Their knowledge and skills, higher than the highest. Then there are the highest people also. Then there are higher people also. There are high people also. There are people little higher than us also. There are people who are equivalent to us also. है In knowledge, in skills, in common senses, in maturities, in so many things that are required for a human living. Isn't it? The world is full of all. People are of all types are there. And they are again continuously, constantly adding with more and more these things, just like us. So, just like we spoke about the higher, people are equivalent to us also, some of them. Almost. No two people can be equal, but almost andaza 19-20 farak. There are people also who are little lower, lesser than us. More lower, lesser than us. Most lower, lesser than us also in this very world they are found. This much is the difference in the world, people. Have you ever thought about this fact? Isn't it? We have to think and we have to understand. Then now apply one by thing. This is how the world is. The world is made for all of them, every one of them in their own speed, individually. They are here to grow, to evolve. Some consciously, many unconsciously. And many people also are living this life instead of evolving to fall down, some consciously, knowingly, and many because of their ignorance and foolishness. चलता ही रहता है. Point number 3. Now the fourth point is what? Therefore, with all these type of people that are there around us, let us be very sensible, sensitive, careful to behave. All that behaviors, the two most outcomes, important outcomes must be that because of us, that particular personality should not suffer, which is not 100% in our hands. Because we can do only what we know best at that moment. That best may not be actually best, but we have done our best. Sometimes it suits, then that person is not made miserable. He is okay करके चलाएगा. But if many times our best is not best to them, then they will go unsatisfied. So that way we cannot make everybody that be happy nor free from misery. But we can have that thought, that noble thought, that idea that because of me, the people should not suffer. It's a noble thought. Thought is important. Then whatever in our hands, we try. And we can't make people free from misery and happiness by our efforts. Just like the Bhagwan cannot make all of us happy, free from misery by himself. He is not able to make. नहीं कर पा रहे हो. Otherwise, he could have made you and me happy and non-miserable. If we were happy and not miserable, we would have not had this class. Adding to the misery. आराम से गेट में सो जाते थे. दुखी है इसलिए क्लास में आते हैं. है ना? That one fellow story was there. Every time he used to wear one number shoe lesser. उनका 8 नंबर पाँव है तो 7 पहनता. अरे काहे को 7 पहनता, मतलब दिन भर मैं पहन पहन के इतना दर्द होता है मुझे. जब मैं घर जाकर खोल लेता हूँ ना, आई फील सो फ्रीडम एट होम. That fellow. So too we come to the class and get frustrated so much that when we are off the class, that frustration is not this much. Therefore, it is tolerable for some people. So even God also cannot make, but he is going on trying, isn't it? To the best of his abilities, etc. Second outcome of all our these responses should be very important. We should keep learning, but we also should not keep suffering. In our life, people with variety of maturities, immaturities, knowledges, ignorances, right attitudes, wrong attitudes, for that instance or moment, or for by as their nature, they go on come to us and keep on exposing themselves. If we are not alert about it, wise about it, no, every time instead of properly responding, we react only. That leads nothing but to the inner misery and frustration, isn't it? Think about all these things. Just like we have our own values, we have our own understandings, we have our own maturities, immaturities, We have our own ambitions, aspirations. We have our own likes and dislikes. We have our own knowledges, wisdoms, and stupidities. We have our own vasanas. We have our own priorities or choices. इतने सारे हम हमारे खुद के हैं कि नहीं? Have they ever matched with anyone's? Never. So too, people are like that. Therefore, it is first of all we have to reach to such a highest level of wisdom and understanding ourselves. Keeping the background of that highest wisdom gained by us through how many ways? Wisdoms are gained by my own thinking, inquiry, contemplation. Wisdoms and knowledges are gained from the past experiences. Wisdoms and knowledges are gained from the discussion and guidances gained from the people higher than us, like the gurus and mahatmas. Then mainly the whole continuous wisdoms are gained if we are aware, alert from the Shastras. तो शास्त्रों से, बुद्ध जनों से, दुनिया से, अपने अनुभवों से, अपने दिमाग से. From these five sources, we have to have perfect knowledge about so many things in us, which is an endless ocean. I am talking more about the Vyavahara. Spirituality के लिए कुछ चाहिए नहीं, बस know the tattva jnana and try to avoid in it. It is no complication at all, no varieties at all are there in it to trouble us. Only when it comes to Vyavahara, it is every moment so drastically changing that पता ही नहीं चलता मैं क्या करूं. कभी कभी कुछ भी मैं कर रहा हूं वो गलती साबित होता है. Isn't it? Therefore, if I have the highest clarity, wisdom in me, gained by all these five sources, the best of them is up from the Shastras. Then, with this knowledge in me, now in this world of things being situations. Now, things and situations, बाद में देखते हैं. You do it as homework about the beings we see. When the highest wisdomed people are there in front, be alert. No need to feel jealousy about them. Be alert to learn from their highest wisdom. The highest wisdom people, the higher wisdom people, people who are higher from us. Isn't it? From their behavior, keep learning. Okay? And from our behavior, whatever the responses they give, reactions they do, from that also keep learning because they are right. They are higher than us. Be attentive about this thought. They are higher than us, they are correct. Therefore, they sometimes scold us for what we have done. So instead of becoming reaction oriented and creating the first there, Ladai Jagada, yes, he is higher than me. So what he said is right. At that moment, avoiding the reaction, what I can learn from that situation. Isn't it? And that person may be higher than us in wisdom and knowledge. But at the time of expression, his expression may be of various types. The way he developed himself, the way he made his nature. है ना? कोई लोग हमको बहुत प्यार से समझाएंगे, कोई लोग कोई रिजर्व्ड रहकर समझाएंगे कम से कम शब्दों में, है ना? Some people hesitatingly, indirectly they hint for us, give us hint. Some people are very angry also, like Durvasa type. They shout at us only. Higher people I am talking who are wiser than us. When they shout at us, when we react it won't help us. Reaction will never help anyway. At that time, we have to gulp down that particular situation's graveness of whether we got insulted by that person, humiliated by that person, even abused by that person. Because that is his nature of speaking. Okay, and beyond behind that, his higher wisdom which was working there. Let us learn from it. वो केला खा लो और छिलका फेंक दो. Because if somebody has trained himself always to be angry, always to be dominant. कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं, but they are good, they have wisdom. They don't have that much pure, impure intentions, etc. But then they behave like that. They are like that only. वो अपने अपने जो खाना खाते हैं, जिस तरह का जन्म उनका हुआ, कहाँ हुआ, they are like that. No, I don't want to specifically tell that to avoid all things. In India only, there are some particular places. In those places, the people born, not only they are intelligent, but they think also they are intelligent. And they impose their intelligence on others very aggressively, dominantly. उनका है ही वो नेचर ऐसा भी. And this they do wherever they go till somebody higher than them they find. I don't want to play specifically mention which area they are. You might have got the hint now. And you may come across such people. So therefore, our job is not to have the ego clash. Our job is not to have that reaction or that feeling of humiliation, insult, etc. because of that moment. Because all of them will make our mind painful, bitter, which has no purpose. इसका अर्थ ये भी नहीं कि बेशरम रहो. हाँ, लर्न फ्रॉम दैट पर्सन. ठीक है? Why he said like that, how he like that. The next time when you are in that person's vicinity, you behave like that, so that you are not giving a chance to that person. I know. If this way, having learned, next time by behaving a better way, not giving chance to that fellow. Other than that, every time his knowledge is more, our knowledge is less, he scolds us, and we instead of learning and growing, we keep on reacting. That's the frustration only. That's the dukkha only. And we have to accept somebody are very advanced than us in their spiritual knowledge, in their spiritual sadhanas, in their laukika vyavaharika jnana. They learned it. How can you stop or command anybody's growth? Just because I am not steadily growing, I cannot command others or say that कि तुमको grow नहीं होना. We don't have right on anyone. So that fellow is grown, that's it. बस बच के रहो उनसे, सीखते रहो. The best thing is what? Keep learning. Not the angry, cranky way of expression from that stupid fellow. People are very wise, but they are this way. Sometimes lose their cool, and sometimes they forget that sensitivity to see that in other people also there is a living being, there is an evolving soul. He should be kindly, tenderly touched too. ये भूल जाते हो लोग. Krishna himself has forgotten. He said, "Klaibyam masmagam." फिर बाद में then he rectified himself. He said कि पंडिता नानुशोचन्ते. Then he improved upon himself. He said, "Bhaktosi me sakha cheti." Fourth chapter. When it came to 18, he to only he has changed himself. He matured. He said, "Ishtosi me dudamit." It's all one's attitude inside. Outer person can be anybody. You can hate somebody, you can love somebody, you can tolerate somebody. दुनिया में अपने मन को हम जैसे करते हैं ना, जान करे अनजान में, that's how we can react. So about all the people who are higher than us, keep on learning is the only way. The other way is what? Reacting. Other way is what? Getting frustrated. तो इसका कोई अंत नहीं होता फिर. And in our life, sometimes some people are there who are always higher than us throughout life. You cannot and you can't waste your time in trying to compete with them, to outsmart them. Because by the time you become like them, they become more smarter than you, intelligent than you. उनका खून ही ऐसा है, उनका जन्म ऐसा है भाई. Actually, that whole attitude itself is wrong. That I have to learn like somebody else to defeat that person. That's wrong. I have to learn from that person so that I win over myself, not to defeat other fellow. That attitude is wrong. So remember throughout life, somebody is physically stronger than us, some are emotionally stronger than us, some are intellectually wiser than us, some are spiritual giants than us. We have to interact with them. While doing so, knowingly or unknowingly, some mistakes happen from us. Then they become angry or scold. So there, be careful to learn and non-react. Otherwise, her bar, if you are very sensitive, emotional, no, we keep on feeling so sad in our life. दम घुटकर मरते रहते हैं. क्या करना चाहिए? इस समय इस मोमेंट में उन्होंने ये कहा, तो उसका अर्थ क्या है? ही नोज बेटर देन मी, एंड दैट थिंग इज ऑफ टेलिंग मी इन सिंपल वर्ड्स, he is also not matured in that way, he is using the wrong language or strong language. So anyway, उनका पलटा भारी है. So by reacting, I give him more chance to again become angry. Better is what? Just accept it, learn from it. Then that person, that incident, those words, all of them are like the wrappers, throw away. Learning lesson is important. Implement it next time. Whenever people are higher than us in any of these aspects, when we are with them, this is how we have to. है कि नहीं? होता है, कुछ कुछ लोग हमेशा हमसे बड़े हैं, अभी जिंदगी भर वो हमको पढ़ाते रहते. What to do? Sometimes age also comes into effect. Sometimes the monetary status. Sometimes the position. है कि नहीं? They also make them command, etc. आप दुखी मत होना इस जिंदगी में, सबसे पहली बात. बहुत दुख झेल चुके हैं हम, अबे हो गया बस. You can't suffer, and it is our choice, backed by our wisdom. Wisdom we are talking now, है ना? Now the second category of people tentatively are those are almost equivalent to us. In that equivalent being the many. Sometimes he is right, therefore I accept it. Sometimes you are right, then strongly tell him. His rightness we may accept, but when we are right, you tell them, because of that feeling of equalness, thoda thoda, he may not learn. He may not want to accept it. है कि नहीं? So then what to do? You do your best, but there also, if the other person is not learning, listening, don't react. ये घरों में भी होता है. In some families, the husband is of the highest wisdom, and this woman, wife, is such a gochu, you can't talk about her. In some families, both are equal because they were studying in same college. Instead of studying the subjects, stupid fellows, they fell in that keychad called as love. Now they are under same roof, living together independently, under the disguise of hasi band, husband, and then wife, where is invited forever. So they are there. अभी लगातार वो उसको इनको जीतना चाहती है, and he wants to win over her. Always there is the Tom and Jerry fighting in their house. वहां wisdom क्या होना है? Yes, sometimes he is wise. So let me accept. Sometimes she is correct. Accept. Learn from it. Make the life non-reacting, smoother, painless. How many pains anyway are coming to us in our life for so many uncontrollable reasons of the past and other world? Can't we be wisdom slowly in this way to reduce those pains? And again, even though she's your wife or he is your husband, and you stay together for 50, 60 years, please remember, yet as a jiva, each one is individual. Because of that, each one being individual, whose wisdom expresses what time, whose foolishness expresses what time, they are all uncertain. Uncertain for that person only. How can it be certain to us, to the other person? होता है कि नहीं भैया? Independent only. This jiva is only husband to you this life. She is wife to only this life. Not for the past, not future. हो या ना हो फिर भी पता नहीं चलता. अब तो है. Even in that life also, sometimes suddenly her intellect can get opened up. She becomes highly matured, from good for nothing to great matured. He should be able to understand her, tolerate. Sometimes such a well-behaved she is, some एक आध अनुभव आ गए, she becomes so angry, frustrated, lost her all her cool or all her maturity. So you be alert and learn. It can happen with the man too. Wife and husband example हम बता रहे हैं, कहीं भी हो सकता है, between a boss and subordinate. Sometimes the boss, suddenly from nowhere he can become matured. From the matured level he can fall down to level. So if you are the boss, the subordinate. ये जो लगातार जिंदगी में ना चीजें होते हैं, हम उसको देखते हैं, उसको लेकर रिएक्ट होते हैं, दिस इज सच ए नॉनसेंस व्हिच यू कैन नॉट अवॉइड, एंड इफ यू don't have the wisdom, then you can't avoid the suffering. Have the wisdom and go through it and don't suffer. Only two life principles: na faso, na fasao. Be attentive. And na haso, na hasao. Because you are not a comedian here, you are not a showpiece here to make others hasao. You have your own inner goal. और एंटरटेनमेंट पीस और बात कि किसी को हंसाने के लिए जरूरत नहीं है, अपने काम में लग रहा हो. ये हो गया सेकंड टाइप ऑफ पीपल. थर्ड टाइप ऑफ पीपल आर ऑब्वियस, who are lower than us, lesser than us, in their knowledge, in their maturity, in their understandings, attitudes, intentions. And just like we behaved Bewakoof with the people higher than us, they also behave Bewakoof with us. Negatively, wrongly, in their language, in their attitude. They try to teach you. ये भयंकर होता है. Then be strong enough to tell Abhay Gadhe, you are wrong, you just shut up. Don't try to become emotional and doormat in front of that fellow. Let him better know and accept that you are higher than him, you are wiser than him. That he dare not take that initiative or that wrong step of belittling you or insult. एक दो बार सिखा दो बस खत्म. Otherwise, every stupid fellow has comment to make to you. Isn't it? People are so funny in this world, especially those who are Bewakoof. They don't know that they are Bewakoof, just like we don't know, compared to the people higher than us. Because we are so much ego oriented and we are so much in the notion that what I know alone is complete and what I know alone is correct. हम इस नोशन में मूर्खता में रहते हैं. And authentic, whatever I know. That's how we behave wrongly with the people higher, and they try to tell us and we never understand. Then we become angry, jealous, all that. So too the people are there lower than us. Isn't it? Once, twice, thrice, tell them lovingly. If they are able to understand, good. Otherwise, command them. Otherwise, become stronger to them and just tell them, you are fool, just shut up. Don't try to educate me. So that your peace of mind is saved. Because we are not in this world to be worldly in this way. All what is spoken so far is nonsense. But what to do? We have to go through the nonsense also. We are never here in this world for all these things. But we have to go through all of them. Therefore, this minimum wisdom is required to protect ourselves. After all this tamasha drama is done every day, again when we come to our class, our satsang, our study of Shastra, our sadhana, we should have such a high level maturity and clarity and practice and wisdom and habit and what do you call perfection, that all that nonsense we should be able to drop, just like you drop all this Vedanta learnt in the class after the class when you enter into the world. Very good example. It becomes easy for me. The Guru Bhakti, the Shastra Bhakti, the Tattva Jnana, the Lakshya, the Sankalpa. How conveniently, easily we pack it and put it in the class and go with our old makeup of our ego, our worldliness, our samsariness, and behave as if कुछ मेरे को लगा ही नहीं सत्संग. Not one day, today. From last 10 years, I am listening. Not only me, the listener, even speaker has not changed. As much we are detached from our Vedanta, our knowledge, and are so soaked in the worldliness when we enter, same wisdom we have to have in this way too, that no person, no interaction, no reaction, no experiences, good or bad or bitter or sweet, all of them are worldly, all of them are nonsense. They have no meaning at all. Just drop them. Then sit for your yoga sadhana. Sit for your bhakti sadhana. Sit for your shastra dhenada sadhana. Sit for your upasana japa. Sit for your contemplation meditation. as if none of them are remembered by you and you are touched by them. No need to carry load of them. Just drop it means drop it. That's it. है कि नहीं? कोई हाथ में पकड़ा वस्तु छोड़ो बोलो तो छोड़ दिया, अभी छोड़ो. That is how we have to be wise in this world, like in this class. Before coming to this class, how many experiences you and I might have had? Good, bad, better. But if we don't drop them, can we efficiently, effectively do this class? As a speaker, me, as a listener, you. It is necessary, isn't it? Bhagavan is like that. He involves in everything wherever he is invited. While involving, whether others accept or not, he doesn't react. Therefore, he is with himself. That's why whatever he does and whatever the world is doing, with that he is never disturbed. Be like God. Finally, though, our day to day spiritual knowledge should strengthen, spiritual sadhana should become deepened. While doing so, to shelter ourselves, protect ourselves, the worldly व्यवहारिक knowledge also थोड़ा थोड़ा हमको strong बनना है. और वो सारा दो चीजों से होता है. एक, when my goal is highly spiritual. Two, when I'm very honest in my being, selfless and egoless. ये दोनों parameters है ना, then the wisdom comes to us, then wisdom expresses through us, then we are protected. When I am very honest in my attitudes that I am not here to harm anyone for any reason, that clarity होना चाहिए. So too, I am a spiritual seeker. My goal is not to win the world, not to gain the world. My goal is परमात्मा तत्व. जब ये दोनों पक्का होते हैं ना, then further व्यवहार, what is required, that wisdom comes. What we spoke last 35 minutes is व्यवहार, 30 minutes. वो भी झेलना पड़ता है हमको, because you cannot be isolated. When I am isolated on the name of sadhana, whether I am growing or not, I can never know. बस स्वामी जी दुनिया में लोग ऐसे ऐसे, मैं किसी मिलना नहीं चाहता हूँ. Then you will not know whether we are growing in our rising above the ego, rising above our likes, dislikes, rising above, the happenings. पता कैसे चलेगा? If we are not in the world with the people, you cannot avoid being in the world also. We have to be in this very world. We don't know which people come to us at what time, how long they stay with us, in what way they behave. None now those things are under our control or command. What is in our control and command is these maturities. So the higher people, equivalents, lower people, higher से learn करो, equal से लेन देन के द्वारा sustain करो, lower ones love, kindness, compassion, forgive them in your mind, but outside strongly tell them so that they don't take you for granted. है ना? Sometime out of emotions, out of some other fears, though we are wiser than the other fellows, we listen to them. ये मेरे को बहुत होता है, मेरे मतलब. We know more things, but our obligation, somebody's stupid idea of follow, which is useless only. No need that. Learn from the experiences. In all, the mind is a clean slate. Remember, even if we have done 1,000,000,000 mistakes, never mind if we learn from them, ask honestly, deeply from the heart, the forgiveness from the Lord and from those respective people if you have that guts, stamina. If not outside, at least in the mind. But man ko to khali shant rakho. That should not be filled with any of all these things. This is called samsara. What is samsara? Our mind, our thinking, our vyavahara, our every moment is filled only with the world and worldliness. That's called samsara. Whose khachre ko fek kar all the time, contemplating on the nature of the reality, saguna sakara upasana, isn't it? Doing our duties. This is called as being spiritual. Think about it, friends. Thank you. Om, 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यम् ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानाम् ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् ॐ विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधा जलदे महितोपनिषत् कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद उक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं सनातनधर्मसंस्थापकानां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थप्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्वसंरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थं तस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशङ्कर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ॐ अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। फ्रेंड्स, chant the mantras 11, 12, 13. ॐ यो योनिं योनिमधितिष्ठत्येकः यस्मिन्निदं सञ्च विचैति सर्वं तमीशानं वरदं देवमीड्यं निचाये मां शान्तिमत्यन्तमेति। यो देवानां प्रभवश्चोद्भवश्च विश्वाधिपो रुद्रो महर्षिः हिरण्यगर्भं पश्यत जायमानं स नो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तु। ॐ यो देवानाम् अधिपः यस्मिन् लोका अधिश्रिताः य ईशे अस्य द्युपदश्चतुष्पदः तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। So done. 14th mantra is clear. Sukshmati Sukshma. So Atyanta Sukshma is Mula Prakriti. Paramatma Tattva is more Sukshma than that. Kalilasya Madhye Avidya Tatkarya is Kalila. Madhya means hidden behind that. In the sense, we are lost in the avidya and its karya of kama and karma so much that sukshmati sukshma tattva, we are only not realizing it because we are lost in this. Okay? In general, in life, for our vision, something else becomes an obstacle. Like you want to see sun, the clouds have become obstruction. Or somebody else is standing between you and the sun. और सब अगर दीवार आ जाता है अपने आप ही, कोई बस आपको रास्ते, समथिंग विल ब्लॉक योर विजन of something. But in spirituality, it is we only we block our own vision by the in between so many covers, so many what do you call them, things which hide it from us, and that is called Kalilam. What is Kalilam? Avidya Tatkari. You never want to know the self, then identifying as with the not self. At that level only we want to continue live, trying to eke out Sukha, avoid Dukkha by using all our abilities, capacities in one way or the other. None of these things have any end. Therefore, Kalilasya Madhya is the Lord is hidden behind the samsara which we have created by ourselves, by our own choice, with our foolishness, with our ignorance, with our arrogance, etc. etc. Third one is Vishwasya Srashtaram. In what way he is the Srashta, creator of the Vishwa? We have said. Aneka Rupa. He has no Aneka Rupa. In fact, he has no Rupa only. Like in the evening class of our Brahma Jnana Vali Mala. Nitya Shuddha Vimuktoham Nirakaroham Achyudaha Nirakara Bhumananda Swarupoham Ahamevahamavyaha. From his side, he has no Rupa. Okay, but from our side, he being the substratum for everything, therefore, everything which has its Rupa, that Rupa belongs to him only. Like the gold has no form, but without the gold, no ornament can be made. Therefore, what is every ornament? Nothing but the form of the gold only. Therefore, Aneka Rupa. Vishwasya Srashtaram Aneka Rupa. Okay? Then combine these two things if you are little subtle and wisdom wise. Ki Paramatma having Aneka Rupa, then to each Rupa giving the Nama is called as the Vishwa. So therefore Lord with his Maya Shakti by projecting Rupa Nama becomes the Srashta creator of this world. Like the pot maker by projecting Rupa and Nama becomes the creator of that pot from the mud. In the difference between the mud pot maker making the pot out of mud, Paramatma making the Jagat out of himself is, in case of pot maker, the wheel is different, mud is different, he is different. In case of Paramatma, all are Paramatma only because there is no other thing other than him and there is no need for him. Okay? Like in some houses, for small little work also, some servant or some help is required. So, फालतू जिंदगी होता. There are so many people as per Indian culture, throughout life they don't have any servant at all. 80-90 साल के भी हो गए, they do their own work. So the possibility I am telling by giving this example. Some people say, why should I depend on anyone? I'll do all my work. So if whatever I can't do, I just give it up. That's their self-respect they maintain. They say that I don't need. Why should I come under any nonsense obligation? When I can do, I will do. Same way, the Paramatma doesn't need anyone and there's nobody. Therefore, he himself is all causes. That's the difference between the pot maker making the pot and Paramatma making Jagat. Common thing in both of them is what? To the existing mud, the Rupa is given, the Nama is given, then the created pot is done, then he is called creator. So Paramatma also to himself, Aneka Rupa he gives with his Maya Shakti, to each of the Rupa he gives the Maya, he gives the Nama, and that Rupa Nama is called as Srishti by the Lord, which we call as the whole Jagat, the world. Kevala Nama Rupa only Srishti to the already existing Sachidananda Paramatma. So that way Vishwasya Sashtaram Aneka Rupa. Then from the sadhana standpoint, Vishwasya Ekam Pariveshtitaram. What is the meaning of it? We saw in the earlier chapter. Paramatma keeps everything in him. What is the relation? He is a container and they are content. First level of evolution. Second level is what? He himself supports all of them by being the Atman of all of them. That is the meaning of Vishwasya Pariveshtitaram. First, container content relation. Second is what? In that content, he is there at every nook and corner as its Atma. Isn't it? That is how he is from the seen world standpoint. That's why when we analyze this, as we said yesterday, the seeming contradiction. Out of that contradiction only the wisdom comes. Out of that contradiction, the wisdom comes. What is the contradiction? One level you said is container and they are contents. Again you say that he is an Atma of all of them, thus he is the Vyapta in every one of those things. Aina? How is it possible? You think? No, 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 we are not able to understand. Okay, we'll tell you. The thing is, always he alone is there. Okay? That's it. This is final sentence. But do you see him? No. What you see? The world. Therefore, for the sake of explanation to you, all these steps are told. Understood? These are all the prakriya adopted by the Guru and Shastras to make us understand that he alone is there all the time. So again start from him, he alone is there. He alone is there means everywhere, every time alone is there. If that is so, then everything which we see, you and I, ignorant people, as this world of names and form, what it must be? It is nothing but the form given to it, name given to it. And what we studied in Manduk and all thoroughly, Ajatavada is what? The wave is not created out of the water, wave is an appearance on the water. Ornament is not created out of the gold. That ornament and gold are separate. Just like the fruit is created out of the tree, you can separate the fruit. The tree can exist, fruit can exist independent. A child is born out of parents. The child is different, parents are different. They can independently exist. You can call them as creations. But you cannot call the wave created out of water that the wave is separately existing. That pot is created out of the mud, that the pot is existing without mud. Can you say? So too, the world is not created out of Paramatma in as much that the world can exist independent of Paramatma. Therefore, world is not created, it is projected. It is only imagined. Therefore, in Vedanta, there is no creation, it's only manifestation. Appearance and disappearance. Even of Paramatma also, there is no creation. That is why Bhavami, I also exist, but now I express as a particular avatara. That's called as Sambhavam. Already I am there expressing. Bhagavan is not created. So too Jagat is not created. Aina? In Ramayana also you see, Bhaya Pragata Krupala, Dina Dayala, Kausalya Hitakari. Bhaya means already is there. Prakata, अब प्रकट हो गए बस इस राम के रूप में. He is not, Rama is not born. Any stupid fellows in their lower language, they talk it. You also talk to them, otherwise they don't tolerate your wisdom. But heart in heart, we must know Bhagavan is not created, not born. He only appears, avatar lete. So too, Jagat is not created. So keep that knowledge in the mind. So Vishwasya Ekam Pariveshtitaram, then Ekam Pariveshtitaram, Jnatva Di Shivam, and he is Shiva Mangala Swarupa. Why? Because only when there are two, then one feels Ashivata with others. What is the Ashivata? The starting point of Ashivata is thought. Like in Nidra, how Shiva Swarupa those people, even if it is a Adolf Hitler, stupid fellow, or it is Saddam Hussein, or any of these Dushta terrorists, any of these Rakshasas, how innocent, beautiful they are when they are in sleep. Because there are no thoughts. The moment when they wake up, what comes out is thought, mind. From the mind comes all the nonsense. That is called as Ashivatva. So in pure Paramatma, neither Maya, whose expression is mind, nor the thoughts, which are waves in the ocean of the mind or river of the mind. And that's what creates Ashivata. Thought is Ashiva. That's why Indra, no thought, no Ashiva. No, both. Love नहीं है, hatred भी नहीं. Liking नहीं है, disliking नहीं. शत्रु नहीं है, मित्र नहीं है. Isn't it? That is why क्या है? Bliss is there. The moment we wake up, what do we wake up to? To the mind. To the mind, what we wake up to? To the thoughts. In the thoughts, what we have? All this duality. Then what happens? Shiva Shiva chala gaya. Only Ashiva starts till we sleep again. That throughout day, you see, no? Because of the world, there is Ashivata to me. Because of me, there is Ashivata to the world. When I sleep, it is Shiva to me, and the world also, a Rakshas ho gaya, and they are so happy till we get up in the morning. So in pure Paramatma, this nonsense is not there, therefore Shiva. Jnatva is having realized him to be ourself. What will happen? Shantim atyantamet. In that realization of the self, antam atitya shanti. Antam is end, atitya means transcend. So transcendental peace. That peace which transcends the end means endless peace. This is what we need. That atyanta shanti itself is other language is called moksha. In other language is called as nirvana or mukti or kaivalya or brahmapada prapti or samsara nivritti or dukkha rahityam और अनंतत्व प्राप्ति एक एक जगह पे एक एक शब्द यूज करते हैं. While using that shabda, that particular way of explanation is there. When you talk the mukti, it is in relation with the bondage from the upadhi and their limitation. When you talk it as kaivalya, that means there is no thing other than it. The nirvana means there is no flickering at all in it. It is steady, stable self. In it, the Maya has not come to shake it, to project the world in it. So एक एक चीज का एक एक अर्थ होता है, but all of them indicate that true pure self, which is beyond all these explanations. These are explanations to deny in that Paramatma the worldly things. In the world there is Vana. If in Paramatma there is Vana, no Vana is Nirvana. In the world there is Bandhana. They are not there. Therefore that's called Muktasthit. So this was the very, very important, powerful mantra. Going to the next mantra, Parasya Saksharupena Avasthitatvam. Underline this point. Now we got for whole life what sadhana we have to do. The Paramatma in and through everywhere and with us also is Saksharupena Avasthitam. Avasthitatvam. He is there existing in everything as Sakshi. So in us also there is a Sakshitva. And there is things which are continuously happening. So things that are happening are because of Maya or mind. Identifying with that happenings, he is called as samsari, jiva, which need not be that case. He can slowly from the tadatmya samsari jiva to a sakshi, he can lift his identity too. So that sakshi, nature is Paramatma. Paramatma is sakshi. So let us become sakshi. So that I become one with that Paramatma. Therefore, to Paramatma is a sakshi, there is no samsara. No, I become one with him, therefore there is no samsara to me. So like seeing that collector and is all, what do you call, umdap and everything, these youngsters thinks that maybe Bhashyam. Then he does his best and gets through. Or seeing a minister, उसको लगता है मैं भी बनता हूँ. Then 20-30 साल लगा के he also becomes minister and he will also be like that. Or seeing a sports person or seeing an actor. We all imitate. Why not imitate the Brahman, the Atman? That is Sakshi, therefore there is no samsara to him. Let us be that Sakshi and no samsara. So Parasya Saksharupena Avasthitatvam. One. Second, Sanakadir Bir Brahmadi Devasischa Adhikari Purushaihi. Abhi Atmataya Prapyatvam. All of these Adhikari Purushas, be attentive. Though at Upadhi level, they have their specific Upadhis, therefore specific identities, but beyond, behind all those specified Upadhis, as the Atma of them, they all know that they are that Paramatma Tattva only.
Like let us say there is a meeting happening in which Vasishtaji is there, Vishwamitraji is there, the Naradji is there, the Yagnavalkya Muni is there, Vyasa Bhagavan is there, Shukadevji is there. And they are discussing about how the world and jivas now. Who should take what form, where to go and guide whom, which Lord. ऐसे meetings होते हैं. So at the time of that meeting happening, Upadhi level में they are all each individual. Naradji with his Upadhi talent is different from Brahmadeva, is different from Vasishta, Vishwamitra and all. But they are all Adhikarika Purushas for the sake of maintaining the world when the world is in the stage of play going on. But do you mean to say the Vasishtaji doesn't know that he is Brahman? Vishwamitra doesn't know he is Brahman, Naradji doesn't know? Atmatvena, they all know that there is one Brahman only. They don't forget it. Isn't it? Like at home, the wife, husband, children, when they fight or discuss or argue, that is at that level of व्यवहार. But उनको पता है कि नहीं हम सब एक ही फैमिली के हैं. So one is he is Sakshi, second is to all the Adhikari Purushas, he is Atmatvena Prapyatvam, Atmataya Prapyatvam. Now for you and I, third ones, Sadhana Chatushtayadi Yutaha Asmadadinam. Sadhana Chatushtayadi Yuta Asmadadinam. For you and I, who have thoroughly understood the need of and practiced and mastered Sadhana Chatushtaya called as Viveka Vairagya and Samadhi Shatka Sampada and Mumukshita. These are the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada. Viveka is Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Vairagya is to the Mithya Jagat, a total detachment. Shamadhi Shatka Sampada are the six things of Shamadama Paramati Diksha Shraddha Samadhana. Then the fourth one is Mumukshita. To those sadhana chatushtaya sampannatinam moksha siddhi means with the sadhana chatushtaya sampada, the same Paramatma, with him if we identify, we are liberated from all anatma tadatma and the limitations thereafter. These three things are spoken in this mantra. So the mantra 15 contains are what? Paramatma is Sakshi. He is the one who is known as the Atman by all the Adhikara Purushas. And you and I, when we get Sadhana Sampada, we also will be identifying with him to get moksha. No, these things are so sublime, so important, so authentic knowledge. When we thoroughly master it, our vision of this world is totally different. We don't take the world anymore as because of our bondage, because we don't relate with this world as if it's a bhogya vastu, etc. वो सारा जो कल्पनाएं मन के चले जाते, महामोह कहते हैं उसको, महामाया कहते हैं, which has set in पता नहीं when in motion and it's going on. Like whenever I go to a fruit shop, that fruit I have to eat. All this thought, called Mahamaya, has set in me from which time I don't know, but it's going on. I get a thought of enjoying the fruits, so I go to a shop. Or when I see a fruit in a shop, immediately the Bhoga Sakti comes. Yar taza dikh rahe phal, chalo kharidte hain. Isn't it? Beyond that, we can't think. What is the thinking beyond that? At one level, let others also can be shared with. The higher level, let it can be offered to the Lord. At the third level, how this whole fruit is created by the tree. At the fourth level, there is nothing called as fruit. Everything is the expression of that Sad Brahma. Isn't it? But we are under the powerful influence of Mahamoha or Mahamaya of seeing everything as other than Paramatma. And then reacting, acting in that way. But a sadhaka who has got Viveka Vairagya Sadhana Sampada, Mumukshata, his effort changes, his drushti changes, finally his experience changes, as we just now said. For him, whatever he sees, he is experiencing of Paramatma. In that bliss, he is there. He never sees the fruit as fruit, nor he sees the fruit as a bhogya vastu, nor he tries to buy it, nor he eats it greedily. This is nonsense. You and I, the murkhas, have that. For him, everything is sarvam brahmamayam. So that's the meaning of For those who are in sadhana chatushtaya sampada mastery, to them, by getting that tadatma with that atma anubhava, there is moksha from all the nonsense which never said. These three things are said in this shloka. Sakshitva, then atmatva to all of them, and through sadhana, atmatva and moksha to we, the jivas. Let us chant the mantra dobar and see it tomorrow. Om स एव काले भुवनस्य गोप्ता विश्वादिभः सर्वभूतेषु गूढः यस्मिन् युक्ता ब्रह्मर्षयो देवताश्च तमेवं ज्ञात्वा मृत्युपाशानुश्चिनत्ति. Again, स एव काले भुवनस्य गोप्ता विश्वाधिपः सर्वभूतेषु गूढः यस्मिन् युक्ताः ब्रह्मर्षयो देवताश्च तमेवं ज्ञात्वा मृत्युपाशान्श्चिनत्ति. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ Om. 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Paramarishibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmaramastu. Friends, if you have time, join for Gita. 15-20 minutes.